Hello, this is Kami and this video is the part 2 of the Make a New Track or Trackblazer guide. Without any yapping, let's start. First of all, we enter the race planning part, which is how to plan your races and make powerful Umas without abusing your favorite Uma. First of all, in this scenario, racing is the king. Normal good Umas will race around 30 to 40 races. Except the stats that you normally gain from after race, you would also gain extra stats from racing. There are different combos to this, and due to such nature, the more A distance or track aptitudes an Uma has, the stronger the Uma is, as they can run more races. Great examples here are El Condor Pasa, Ogre Cap, Marisenski, etc. And on the other hand, Umas with lacking aptitudes basically disappears. Great examples are Karanchan and Urara. Now, should we race or train? In this scenario, even though racing is very good, that doesn't mean we don't train. We would want a tempo of racing and training as race, then train, which means we won't rest and we would rely on NG items. Inevitably, training facility levels are going to be low. That's why summer camp is the most important part of your career. If that doesn't go well, then, well, that's glue. The items mentioned before is also mainly meant for getting the best outcome in both summer camps, which the video should pop up now. Sometimes training is better than racing. For example, when there is a double rainbow versus an unimportant G1, which I'll explain later. To be a good Uma in this scenario, you'd want an aptitude of mile B minimum. That is because much more races can be ran. If your Uma has mile C or below, they would have to struggle with pre-OP and OP races in junior year, which gives much less stats. You'll want to run in the desired style of your Uma. For example, Silent Suzuka as front, Reita Taishin as end closer, etc. Which would increase the chance of getting good skills from rivals, which I'll explain later. You'd also want to learn some skills to increase the chance of winning. For example, if you are a front runner, you will want to learn angling and scheming, etc. Now it's the rivalry. To make races even stronger, there is a rivalry system in this scenario. Winning against a rival would give you stats or skills according to the strat you used, and it will give you more items in the shop. There is a 100% rate of rival in G1 races if your aptitude is C or above. There is also a chance of them appearing in G2 or G3 races, which would be indicated as the rainbow on the image on the left. So, what races should we do? As I mentioned before, different race combos gives different additional stats. All details are mentioned in the Urakagi guide. I'll just give you the races to make things a bit easier. Only G1s would be shown, and an asterisk is a must-have. Double asterisk means only once is needed. These race combos can be combined to get multiple bonuses. First of all, it's the sprint and mile races. Umas that can apply to such races are Bakshin, Bono, Karen, etc. Junior year we have the Hanshin Phillies. Classic year there is the Orchestra, NHK Mile Cup, Yasuda Kinan, Sprinter Stakes, Mile Championship. In senior year there is the Takamatsu no Miyakinen, Victoria Mile, Yasuda Kinan, Sprinter Stakes and Mile Championship. For these Umas, I would recommend you do all the G1s that you can. This is because their G1 numbers are really lacking. So the more G1s you do, the more stats you gain. Here is how the additional stats work. You can stop the video if you want. Then we have the mile and medium races, which is called the Phillies route in the Urakagi video. In junior year there is the Hanshin Phillies, and then Hopeful Stakes. In classic year it's the Orchestra, NHK Mile Cup, Japanese Oaks, Yasuda Kinen, Takarazuka Kinen, Shukasho, Queen Elizabeth II Cup, and Mile Championship. In the senior year, it's the Osaka High, Victoria Mile, Yasuda Kinen, Takarazuka Kinen, Tennosho Autumn, Queen Elizabeth II Cup, and Mile Championship. Note that you need to do both Queen Elizabeth II Cups for additional stats. As you can see in the classic year, NHK Mile Cup, Japanese Oaks, Yasuda Kinen, and Takarazuka Kinen is 4 races in a row. You would typically give up Yasuda Kinen to lower the chance of getting race fatigue. This is how the things work. You can stop the video if you want. Then there is the medium and long races, which is called the classic route. In junior year, there is the hopeful stakes. In classic year, it's the Satsuki Sho, Japanese Derby, Takarazuka Kinen, Kikasho, Japan Cup, and Arima Kinen. Note that only one is needed from Japan Cup or Arima Kinen to get the stats. In senior year, it's the Osaka High, Tennosho Spring, Takarazuka Kinen, Tennosho Autumn, Japan Cup, and Arima Kinen. Note that the Autumn Triple Crown needs to be in the same year. Here are how the things work. You can stop the video if you want. And then there are the dirt races. This is for Umas that can only run in dirt. Basically, you pick 5 G1 from the list. There's no dirt G1s in junior year. In classic year, there is the Japan Dirt Derby, JBC Sprint, Champions Cup, and Tokyo Daishoten. In senior year, there is the February Stakes, Teosho, JBC Sprint, Champions Cup, and Tokyo Daishoten. The reason why it is JBC Sprint instead of JBC Ladies or JBC Classic is because there are additional stat gains if you run 2 JBC Sprints in a row and win them. Here are how the stats work. You can stop the video if you want. And then combinations. Many Umas can run more than one set of races. Oricap, for example, can run dirt, mile medium, and medium long. Basically, you keep the must-have races and combine them together. Typically, if the Uma is a mile medium or long runner, if you expect your Uma to have high stamina, then you would do the classic route, which you would have to run the Tennosho Spring. If you would have a relatively low stamina, then you would do the Phillies route and the Autumn Triple Crown. This avoids running the Tennosho Spring, which requires quite a bit of stamina. Now we reach the career map, which is how the career goes typically. First of all, before debut, it's basically the same as URA Finale and Unity Cup. Raising friendship is pretty crucial in this scenario. You'd want to have all support cards available for friendship training by the first summer camp, if not earlier. Therefore, cards like Haru Urara, who has 0 initial friendship, would need special care. You should focus on low friendship cards. Then, after debut to the end of junior year. Racing bonds are still very important. You should go race when the training is bad. Note that free friendship is usually better than racing G2 or G3 races. You should buy every BBQ you see during this time, so your support cards will be happy. Now we reach the first half of the classic year. The first 4 rounds is a good time to tidy up your trainings. That is because there are no crucial G1s, and late January and February has no graded races. You should focus on low bond support cards so that they are at least green by summer camp, if not orange. Then we reach the classic year summer camp. These 4 rounds are the most important rounds in the scenario. Items should be saved for these 4 rounds specifically. You should save at least 2 large megaphones and at least 2 ankle weights and enough energy or charms and whistles. You'd save basically anything that helps you get better stats. If these 4 rounds didn't go well, then it's glue. Then it's after the first camp to the second camp. Basically, you follow the principle that if training is bad, then go race. You should run the races that are must-have, which are mentioned before. Then we reach the senior year summer camp. It is basically the same as the classic year. This is where you can glue a great run or save a glue run. Then it's the end of camp 2 before the start of the Twinkle Star. It is same as before, just train, and if the training is bad, you go race. There's nothing special about that. Note that you can give up some races if your stats are pretty low. And then we reach the Twinkle Star Climax. It is basically the URA finals but with another name. You technically do not have to win all the races, but please win all of them. You should have one big hammer for every race for stats and skill points. Note that it is not necessary to store big hammers before these 3 races because there is a high chance of them appearing in the final shop. And finally, the decks. This scenario is very flexible. That is also why there are various ways of training. But overall, it still falls in stuff that we had in URA and Unity Cup. I'll make a simple tier list at the back for cards, which are for cards that most people have. Note that for the tier list, D doesn't mean bad, just relatively not as good. You can see it as a tier list from SRank to G-Rank. Talk about this scenario, race bonus is a must to mention. Racing is indeed a very good source of stats in this scenario. But race bonuses are not that crucial because stats gained after every race combo is not influenced by race bonus. That means picking a 10 race bonus card is not always better than a 5 race bonus card. You should aim for 50 race bonus, then go up in 10s. Because there is basically no difference between 50 and 55 race bonus, 60 and 65 race bonus, etc. Every 10 race bonuses are around 40 stats and 100 skill points. Now we have the most common deck, which is going to be 1 speed, 3 guts, 2 wit. This saves the lower bound of speed while maintaining decent guts and wit. It is also pretty free to play friendly because the best guts card is the free Urara card. Bijin Event and Air Groove or Ayabe SR etc. are also very good. You can borrow Narita Top Road Speed and everything is good to go. Even though you don't have her, Hita-san Black is also okay. However, the wit card would be a slight issue without fine motion or nice nature. And then we have the 3 guts 3 wit deck. It is basically the same as Unity Cup, and it is similar to 1-3-2, but speed is a bit more difficult to race. However, I still got my first UG rank with this deck. It is suitable for Umas with speed bonus, and speed sparks are recommended. And then we have the speed wit deck, which is 2 speed 3 wit plus Rico or stamina or another speed card. Note that the Rico here should be SSR Rico at MLB. This deck is pretty easy to get, and it is pretty easy to train as well because it is basically the same as URA and Unity Cup. However, there are no guts, which means no dueling against 1-3-2 Umas. Nonetheless, it is still very solid because speed wit is always good. Here are the simple support card tier lists for speed, guts and wit. You can stop the video if you want to see. And then we reached a conclusion. These 2 videos basically covered everything needed for the new scenario. Please also read the Game Torah or Urakagi guides if needed. Certainly I will make some run videos at the start of the scenario as well, so it is easier to understand. Finally, please comment, like, share and subscribe if you like this video. This is Kami, see you next time.